You've arrived at the Texas to Tennessee podcast, your home for your favorite independent artists and a couple of guys you've never heard of.
Who?
It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had coming to me. You were unlike anything.
Howdy, folks. You have arrived at the Texas to Tennessee podcast. My name is Steve. Up in the one of the corners is Soul Gravy.
Yes,
it's your first time here. He's the one talking.
Yep. Yeah. I'm talking right now.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Good
day today?
Man, it's hot, but it's hot everywhere. So
a little warm here.
It's I know. I know better than to say it's hot and then talk to people in Texas. So, but still, it's extremely humid. So
I have a little bit of these things happen when you get older, but I've got a little bit of a cranky back, and I immediately felt better when I walked outside because I got the warm hug around my back. Like, man, it's pretty warm.
Oh God, you don't need heated seats when your seats are in the sun. Got it. Okay,
no,
fair.
Very excited to be here tonight, folks. Thanks for joining. We see you on YouTube, TikTok, and the Facebook. Hello, Meta. Thanks for joining. If you are on YouTube, I will say that is kind of our preferred spot just because we can monitor the chat there, and we love it when you all ask questions. I'm not sure that the guests like it when y'all ask questions, but we do. So please feel free to hop in and say hello.
The funny part is when other bands, when their band members pop in. That's the
yes, that is pretty funny. I especially enjoy that, especially when I recognize them. It just makes it a little bit more exciting. But tonight, super excited to have Aiden Logsdon on. Aiden is Aiden Logsdon and the Outlaws.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Welcome in. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we are fired up to get to know you a little bit better, and I don't know, we'll kind of see where this goes, but I think maybe to get started, if you don't mind taking a couple minutes and just giving us a little bit of your backstory, and then we'll get into it from there.
Absolutely, man. I'm originally from Canyon, Texas, up by Amarillo, Panhandle kid. Used to the wind and the heat and the cold and the snow and all the things, you know. Grew up, born and raised there. Went to high school at Canyon High School. Graduated, moved to Lubbock because I heard that's where the music was at. Went to school out at South Plains College, studied music, commercial music at South Plains College for more than a couple of years. I tried to turn the JUCO into the university, as they say.
There you go.
And tried to absorb knowledge and get out and start playing shows and meeting people and doing the thing the way that everybody told me I needed to do it. Whether that was the right way or not, I have yet to decide. I've been at this thing for probably about 7 years now. Slow grind, slow build. Been writing songs for about 6 years now, I would say. 6 years, give or take. So, started touring a little bit heavier this last year, and we're digging in pretty hard this year. So,
awesome. Well, we are going to talk a little bit about the touring because there's some impressive stuff going on there, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Before we get into that, we are going to spend some time talking about Canyon, your hometown. Soul Gravy, folks from the Panhandle are tough. I don't know how else to say it, but they've had to deal with all the worst parts of weather, and they're just tough. So keep that in mind as I quiz you on famous folks from Canyon, Texas. All right.
I've heard West Texas is the best Texas.
That's what they say.
Yeah, for sure. And well, all right, we could probably solve something here. Where does Lubbock fall in the West Texas argument? Is it technically West Texas or not?
Oh man, that's a trick question.
I'm setting this out. I have no idea.
That's a trick question. I always consider Lubbock the South Plains.
Okay.
But with that, I feel like you can also group it into West Texas because it's all West Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some pretty lively debates I've seen from time to time. I have a child who's an adult now, but is also trying to maximize his college years in Lubbock right now. So for whatever reason, it comes across my feed where I see these pretty heated debates on whether Lubbock is West Texas or not, and it's always wildly entertaining to just follow along. So it is
Well,
what it is.
my only reference is the Panhandlers, the band with the song. that's all I
There you
know.
go. But that's not a horrible reference.
I don't know
Absolutely
anything
not.
else. So if they're wrong, then I have nothing, no other argument. So
Gravy, I'm not sure if you were lucky tonight or not. We've had a good chunk of folks on from Lubbock, and you've kind of become a expert on famous folks from Lubbock.
definitely.
So maybe that was unfortunate. I think technically the band is out of Lubbock. Is that correct, Aiden?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
They're all Lubbock people. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. But for entertainment purposes, we're going to do Canyon. So,
Okay.
Cool.
Fair.
a quick little point of reference. Canyon, county seat of Randall County, Texas, population of 14,836 as of the 2020 census. Technically, it's part of the Amarillo metropolitan statistical area. Also home of Panhandle Plains Historical Museum and the outdoor musical drama Texas. The city also is home to the main campus of West Texas A&M University. So
Okay.
there you go. That's Canyon, Texas. In terms of distance to you, Soul Gravy, it's 767 miles. So you got to pack a lunch if you're coming out to Canyon.
Mhm.
For me, it's only 370 miles. So it's just light breakfast.
That's still funny to me. That's like this. That's going across the state of Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty good hike for sure.
I understand, but I'm just saying, all the way
Yeah.
across Tennessee is just a portion of Texas. So, anyways.
All right. Soul Gravy, give me a number between 1
Uh-oh.
and 12.
I was gonna say there can't be that many.
That's one thing.
Let's go 5. Let's go 5.
Terry Funk. This is your best chance.
Yeah. I believe we've had this one before for some reason. Terry Funk was a wrestler. If he was in Memphis, he was a wrestler. But
yeah, I think I can't remember what his brother's name, but I'm pretty sure his brother's from there too. It was Terry and
there was a family. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were in the promotions side of things too. I think, but
I'm going to suggest that you stop after that one. Soul Grave, you're 1 for 1.
Okay, all right. Why don't you just tell me some more famous people? I think we know I'm not going to get them. So
yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough.
I'll just be 1 for 3. Just give me a couple more.
Okay. So there are 2 current Big 12 women's basketball coaches from Canyon, which is kind of wild if you think about it, because there's only like 16 teams in the Big 12, which I know that doesn't make sense, but there are 16 teams, I think, in the Big 12.
I believe you.
The Brandon Schneider is the women's basketball coach, head basketball coach at the University of Kansas. And Candy Whitaker is the women's basketball coach at Texas Tech.
Okay.
So, I mean, they got the coaching down, that's for sure. How about Georgia O'Keeffe? Have you ever heard that name? She's pretty famous.
Yeah, I remember the name O'Keeffe, but I don't know why.
She is not originally from Canyon, but she lived there for a while. She is probably one of the most famous artists of the Southwest. She has all kinds of sculptures and paintings, and if you ever make it to Santa Fe, New Mexico, they have like an amazing museum of her stuff there and whatever. Her stuff's super cool. So check it out if you like the Southwestern stuff. Let's give you one more. This one you might get if you're paying attention to current events. His name's Cody Campbell.
I'm not paying attention. What did Cody do?
Well, Cody,
Aiden's shaking his head.
Aiden can tell us if you want.
Cody is he's a big dog in the oil industry, and
is he the Texas Tech booster?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
we're gonna give you credit on that, Soul Gravy.
That was good.
Yeah,
I'll pay attention. They decided to let go of the quarterback that was gambling.
There were some questions.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he's a kid.
I ain't
Kids are
judging.
gonna make mistakes.
Yep, exactly.
So
I don't know what I
anyway,
would do if you gave me a few $1 million at 19, so I'm not judging.
$1,000,
I would
man,
not do
it's
anything good.
dangerous.
Exactly.
Give me a couple $1,000 and cut me loose at the blue light. We got some
I'm
issues.
not sure if you should still be playing, Division I college football, but
Yeah, whatever.
yeah, but I ain't
well,
judging.
yeah, okay. Well, Soul Gravy, you did better than I expected, so
Well,
congratulations.
All right.
Just know there's 8 more that you weren't going to get.
Okay, fair. All right.
All right, Aiden, we are on to the strangest question of the night. This is going to take up most of the evening, sadly, but that's just kind of the way the question works. It's called the pie question.
Okay.
And we're going to give you a musical pie, and we're going to slice it up into 4 different slices or pieces or whatever. The first slice is songwriting or song creation. The second slice is recording. Third slice is performance. And then that fourth slice of pie is all the stuff that you probably didn't, well, maybe you didn't know. You signed up to do music and you end up doing all kinds of social media and podcasts with strange middle-aged men and, fixing tires on band vans and all the stuff that ends up soaking up all your time. So the first question is, which one of those slices feels most like home for you?
The live shows, the live
Performance.
performances.
Yep. So, how quickly did you figure that out?
I got into playing shows from the start. My ideas were never. My first idea was never to go in and record. You know what I mean? I wanted to get out and I wanted to play shows and I wanted to cut my teeth and start building a name for myself. And I felt really comfortable on stage from the start, which was very strange. I came up through the Texas FFA, doing competitions against guys like Cole Barnhill and
Yeah.
guys like that. And man, you get to kind of get out and compete and see what you're made of and see what other people are made of. And I don't know, I love that.
Yeah. There is definitely, you talked a little bit about the importance of knowing that you needed to get to Lubbock. South Plains has a super rich history. Um, I think we've actually gone over this, Gravy, at some point, of some of the absolute just monsters that have come out of there. Um, how if you were going to describe kind of what that Lubbock scene, how important the performance side of that is, if you were to describe that to an outsider, how would you tell us about it?
Well, I can tell you kind of what I did and give you a basis of my opinions based on that, if that works for you.
Yeah,
So I went to
absolutely.
South Plains, started meeting guys that were also writing songs, and they were inviting me out to open mics and stuff. And we would go out. The first place I ever played in Lubbock was King Louie's. It's a pool hall.
Yeah.
And I don't know that they still do music or not. I haven't been there in years, but we would go out there. I had a group of 5 guys, 6 guys that we'd run around with, and we'd go up there and play songs and, play pool and have some drinks underage and at least try to get away with it. Then after that, we figured out that there was more bars in town that were willing to pay us to come in and play. It wasn't an open mic deal. We were going to go in and we were going to play for 3 hours and blow our eardrums out and blow everybody else's eardrums out because we're showing up with the full band. Dang it,
Right.
So we started going around town playing little bars like Raider Bar, Mesquite's, Beer House, all those places. Start building a name for yourself, and eventually I got the opportunity to go to headline my first show at the Blue Light on a Wednesday night, and that was a game changer for me. I felt like that was the first time people truly came out to listen to music and have a good time for me. My first show was on a Wednesday night. We sold 282 tickets. It was
Pretty good.
crazy. My parents showed up, and about 2 songs in, they started a "Take It Off" chant, and I didn't know what to do. This is only probably this was the 3rd time I'd ever been on a stage with the band, like a
Okay.
true band. They start chanting "Take It Off," and I'm like, "Well, shit, what am I supposed to do?" So I take my shirt off, little scrawny redheaded kid, as one does. But no, man, it's awesome. It's a really cool thing. There's a lot of great songwriters around town. There's a lot of people fighting for those spots in blue light, fighting for those shows. So it's competitive, it's fun, but it's a great community around here.
Yep, absolutely. Well, interestingly enough, Gravy plays as well, and he starts with his shirt off.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
then they yell.
But
Yeah, we
it's
go in reverse, and they're like, "Put it
right.
on, put
Put
it
it on, put it
on."
on, sir.
Fair,
You got to give them
fair,
a taste.
fair. Yeah,
It's
you gotta
interesting.
start the bar low. That's my motto. Yeah,
Yeah, you can always build them back up.
That's
no
right.
doubt,
That's right.
no doubt.
You just take them on the journey, right?
Absolutely.
So, one of the things that's interesting, we mostly interview artists on this podcast, but every once in a while, I don't know, we've probably had a half a dozen different venues, and there are certain venues that come up repeatedly, in terms of places that people aspire to play to, places that have had an impact in terms of kind of launching people's careers, places that have kind of a unique community, and the Blue Light always ends up amongst those venues. So I know we've talked about it on here before, but shout out to the Blue Light and everything that they do. They're a huge part of that community in Lubbock, and we appreciate all their efforts.
Absolutely.
Yep. In terms of selecting folks to be part of your band, was the performance like the I guess, did they have to have the same attitude on performance as what you had?
Getting started, no, I was looking for guys that could play.
Okay.
And as I cut my teeth and grow, I continue to look for better musicians and
Sure.
guys with great attitudes. Because I'm locked in a vehicle with them for 20 hours every weekend. I've got to be able to stand you. That's
Yep.
the first one. Rule of thumb: you got to be a good hang. If you can't be a good hang, what are you doing?
Right.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
Yeah.
And sometimes that's why they're free or available.
yeah, absolutely. You
just
gotta
find out later.
learn. Yeah,
What's interesting, we don't spend a ton of time talking about band selection just because it can get a little squirrely. And we're not trying to put anybody in a weird spot or anything, but um, to a person, it's at least 80% hang. You have to be somewhat proficient. But if you're going to be actually out doing it on the road, you got to have people that you get down with and that you jive with. And obviously, um, you know, at different points of your career, you probably start to figure that out. Maybe after going through some different experiences, I would assume.
absolutely. And I'm also another thing I'm looking for is work ethic. I want you to show up and I want you to be hands on. If somebody needs help moving a road case, I want to see you jump up and be willing to go help somebody else. If
For
you don't
sure.
have a work ethic, my dad was real big on work ethic growing up. You're always looking for something to do, some way to help somebody. Don't be standing around with your hands in your pockets. So if I could give any advice to young musicians looking to get in and start playing for somebody, is be a good hang for one and have a work ethic. Always be looking for a way you can help. Keep your hands out of your pocket. I've got a merch guy that works for me. His name's Luis. He's awesome. He's a 19-year-old kid out of Granbury, Texas. I met him through my buddy Chandler Pearson.
Oh,
And
yeah, no, Chandler.
Chandler's one of my best friends. Chandler said,
Yeah.
"Hey, Aiden, there's this kid moving to Lubbock and he needs some work." I was like, "Well, perfect, because I need somebody to come help me sell merch." So I called this kid and I was like, "Hey, man, we got to run a show. So I'd love for you to come out. It doesn't pay great, man. You want to talk about an example of a hard worker? He is the first one to volunteer for everything. He's willing to cook for us while we're in sound check. If things are running behind, he's always looking for a way to help, bringing us waters, replacing batteries. You name it. He's the one that's going to go get it done." So
Yeah, that's a true sign of wealth right there. You got somebody who's going to take care of all those pieces for you. And I
absolutely,
know even with, load in, load out, um, I mean, it's noticeable who's on top of it and who isn't, so it's interesting that you bring that up for sure.
it's
Well,
funny when you're out with like established artists and you're running support with them. That has been a compliment of ours several times with artists like William Clark Green. How fast we get on and off stage, how fast we
Yeah.
can get completely out of their way, and it's like, man, if you don't do the little things right, how do you expect to put on a good show?
Yep. It's incredibly important, and kudos to y'all for realizing that. Yeah, that can be a little bit of a lost art or science. I don't know what you want to call it, but
Absolutely.
it's very important. And it seems like a little thing, but it can turn into kind of a big thing pretty quickly on both
Very
ends.
quickly. If you take an hour, somebody's not going to be happy with you, and you're
Yeah,
not going to be
for
getting a
sure.
call back.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, I'm a surprisingly, with my good looks and musical abilities, I do not do music or podcast full time for a living. But on a job on a job site, man, it's the same thing. That's what you're talking about. As far as the fact of, it's mainly just looking out for somebody, or your guys. You know what I mean?
Looking out for the best, you're looking to better the group that you're running with. You always
Yeah,
have their best interest at heart.
if one of your guys is struggling with something, you're gonna hop in and do what you need to do. It doesn't matter what they're doing or who's doing what or whatever the case is. I mean, every day is different. Every task is different. Every whatever is different, And the guys
Absolutely.
that go, well, that ain't my job, you pretty much know where they stand. So,
Yep.
Yep.
How bought in are
Might
you
be
at that
time to have,
point?
yeah,
might be time to have a backup list.
Absolutely.
you pretty much know they're not going to last. So,
Right, right. All right. So we talked a little bit about the performance side of it. What falls next in line? Would it be songwriting? Would it be recording, or would it be all the other stuff that you end up having to do?
That's an interesting question. I don't know if I love songwriting more or if I love going to the studio more. There's bits and pieces of it that I love on both ends, and there's bits and pieces that I hate on both ends. But for me, I would personally have to say there's a love for songwriting that I didn't know I had until I really, really dug into it. Um, there's something special about how you can make somebody feel something about describing the lighting in the room and the smells and just little things like that. And it's such a rewarding feeling to step away from a song when you're done, and it's like something was just brought into this world that was never here before, and it's really cool.
Yep. Um, I think you said that you started writing maybe about a year after you all had been playing out. Is that right?
Oh, well, I guess technically, truth be told, I probably started writing when I was about a junior in high school, and
Oh,
they were
okay.
terrible songs.
Well,
Terrible.
that's part of the process, though, right?
Absolutely. I probably wrote 1,000 before I wrote one good one.
All right. So, what was your gauge in terms of, hey, maybe I have something here? Like, did you have somebody to bounce it off of, or did you just know, like, okay, I've done enough of these where I wasn't in love with them, kind of in love with this a little bit, or how did you know how to, like this is worthy now?
Well, getting started, when I first got started, I would always show it to my buddies and my family, and just based on their reception of the song is the direction I would go with it. Either I'd keep playing it or I would just leave it where it was at and just move on.
Right.
Um, as I got more established, I'd start showing it to some songwriter buddies and the people who have recorded me, the engineers and producers, and the people I've worked with in the studio. I would send it to them, and based off their reaction is kind of the decision that I make.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Um, from from the get go, was it a solo practice, or was this something? Obviously, you're getting feedback from other folks, but in terms of actually writing with other folks, is that something that you've kind of involved into, or is this kind of a solo thing for you?
Uh, there's something special about writing songs by yourself, but I love to go in with somebody that I may not know very well and bust out 3 songs in, 2 hours, and all of a sudden you got a new friend that you might have known him going into it, but you didn't know him at this level. I love building the relationship in a writing room, and just seeing the perspective from other people on different things. Like I might have an idea about a candle or something, and they could say, "Well, what if we did this? What if we write about the wax?" Or, something just random that
Sure.
could add some detail to the songwriting.
Yeah, it's a. Um, look, I mean, I think most folks would say it can be a pretty vulnerable deal, especially if you don't. I guess it could be both ways, whether you know the person or you don't. But you're putting yourself out there um, into kind of a unique setting, trying to create something out of nothing. So that could be
Absolutely.
a tough deal for sure. Any specific, not necessarily musical inspirations, but do you get inspiration? Like a lot of folks go through this writer's thing where they're on a roll and then it stops and then they are focused on something else and then they come back to it. But sometimes they need a trigger to get back. Do you have a trigger in terms of inspiration that kind of gets you writing?
Man, as a young songwriter, I was caught up on this philosophy of I like to write based off personal experiences.
Sure.
And I was caught up on this philosophy of you're not in a writing slump, you're just caught up in life. Um, but moving forward past that, it's interesting to go from touring as heavily as we are and running on no sleep to trying to sit down and write a song with no ideas. Um, I don't really have anything that necessarily sparks me.
Okay.
Um, ordinarily, I mean, like there was one night we played in Fort Worth with my buddy Jackson Malone, and we were headed back to Lubbock that night. We had to be at the Blue Light at 4 o'clock that next day. I was trying to get back so we could all get some sleep, and we ended up pulling off at the Walmart there right off the highway and sleeping in the back of my RV for a little while. And I laid down. It was probably 4:30 in the morning. I busted out a song without a guitar or anything, and I was like, "Man, this is so weird." It's interesting where you get your inspiration, you know.
For sure. I know sometimes it can be wildly inconvenient because you could be in the middle of doing something with your family and you get hit with the idea and you're like, this, I need to stop for a second, you know?
My girlfriend can always tell when I'm writing because I'll get quiet and I'll get this weird look, and she can see my mouth moving, and she
Right.
she always knows what's going on. She'll be quiet and leave me alone when she sees that.
That's
So
good. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
definitely interesting when it hits. It's then, you know, you got to do it right then or it's not going to happen.
Absolutely. Gravy, would you like to join? Sorry.
um, as far as you were talking about writing songs with your buddies and stuff, have you had the chance to have a song that you've uh, co-wrote, hear it recorded?
Oh yeah. There's been a few songs. One off the top of my head, I was a co-writer with Chandler Pearson and Silas Clark on Tice Delk's song "Adeline." That song did very well. Chandler Pearson's "Heavy Foot Throttle" I was a writer on. There's been a few that I've had the opportunity to watch blossom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was kind of my follow up to that. I'm sure it's one thing to have kind of be a part of your own song growing and then letting everybody hear it, but when you get that file sent to you by one of your homies or whatever, get to hear where that song went. I mean, how's that feel?
That's a pretty surreal experience. I don't know. With me and Chandler, we've been around each other so much, and we've written so many songs together. And I'm such good friends with all his guys, and he's good friends with all of my guys that I kind of know what it's going to sound like before, just because he likes to play the songs a few times before he goes in the studio and records it. So I
Gotcha.
sometimes have a pretty good idea of what it's going to turn into.
I gotcha. The other thing, and this kind of goes back a little ways, but when you were with your band, or kind of just getting started before you had the original songs, I always wonder what covers did you actually want to do. We all know that the ones that everybody has to play, but I want to know the ones like you actually look forward to on the set list.
Um, Speaking like as in 5 years ago when we were just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, probably "Good Lord Lori." I love that song. 3 a.m. by Matchbox 20. Shoot, yeah. Boys from Oklahoma. I grew up, so I spent a lot of time in Oklahoma when I was a kid. My dad passed away when I was little, and I was 6 weeks old. My mom sent me and my brother to spend some time with our grandparents, and so I spent probably the first 5 years of my life primarily in Oklahoma. When I found out about this red dirt scene, I was blown away by the Turnpike Troubadours and Cross Canadian Ragweed, and all those guys. So it's been really it's different coming into this deal and sitting down and learning these songs and going out and playing them in front of people.
Mm-hmm. the other thing, you were talking about that being a slow grind. That was something you mentioned at the very beginning. Have you had moments where you wanted to hang that up, and then also what are some of those moments that were you kind of the reassuring moments where you knew you were doing something the right thing?
Man, I feel like everybody has those moments where they're like, man, maybe I'm not cut out for this. For me, I'm just so deep into it that I don't have a backup plan. You know what I mean? I've never allowed
Yeah.
myself the opportunity for a backup plan. I may have day jobs or whatever, but I'm not banking on those. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's every time I've ever been in a position where I'm like, man, I don't know that I'm cut out for this. Something will happen. So I'll write a song that I absolutely fall in love with, or I'll go play a sold out show where I was expecting to sell 6 tickets, or something. There's always just something that pulls you back in. It's a never ending addiction almost.
Fair enough. Well, without those little moments, I mean, it gets, you never know when the next one's going to happen. So,
Absolutely.
do you remember, besides friends and family, do you remember a moment when one of your originals, kind of connected with somebody, whether it was seeing somebody sing along with it or just them actually really paying attention at a gig, or just any moment like that was kind of, like I said, made you think, I'm doing okay.
Man, I had somebody reach out to me. I put out a song earlier this year. I recorded a song. I wrote and recorded a song about my granddad and kind of how much he meant to me. And I put it out, not really expecting it to do anything. I really struggled with promoting the song. I guess just because it was so personal to me. But I had somebody reach out to me and tell me how much that song meant to them, and it choked me up quite a bit. It's a pretty unique thing, something you created meaning something so much to somebody else that I had never met the person.
Mm-hmm.
That's one moment that stuck out to me. There's been a few.
Yeah. That, um, and I always think about those things as far as like the things that keep you going, the recharge the batteries, that puts the fuel in the tank to keep on rolling. And I imagine those little moments like that are the reassuring things that keep the wheels going down the road. So,
Absolutely. And there's always been people like at the merch table after the show, they'll come up to me and say, man, I've been listening to you since 2020, since COVID, or, they always have these timelines, and you're like, that's crazy that you've never seen me before. And here you are meeting me in, wherever, Red River Station, or, in St. Joe, Texas, or in Fort Worth, Texas, or somewhere that I've never been before, East Texas. It's really cool.
mm. You got another one?
I do. Shout out to my 96-year-old dad who still doesn't understand my podcast schedule. Sorry about the call.
That's all right. And shout out to Daryl, the Red Dirt DJ, too. He's always popping in our chat and everything, and is a huge supporter of. Seems like Aiden and just about anybody that we have on.
Hello, Daryl. I hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah, Daryl's been a great supporter of the scene, and we always enjoy getting to see him come in.
Well, without people like that, without people like that and venues like that,
doesn't happen. Yeah, 100%. Also, quick shout out to Chandler. Chandler was episode 28, Gravy.
I know. I knew it was a long time ago.
We were just kids back then.
I know.
Right?
we didn't even have pie.
No, we didn't. Chandler's mom lives around the corner from us, so that's how we were lucky enough to get Chandler on the podcast. So,
very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, super cool. All right, I want to talk a little bit about touring. We've got the Lot More Drinking tour. I know that's a relatively recent single. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. We just put that out on the 4th of July, actually, so it's 2 weeks old. This is obviously not my first tour, but this is the first brand tour where we were like, hey, let's throw a name on this and let's do this whole deal. Let's build a campaign around it. Let's do it right.
Absolutely. Well, I dig it. You're playing, I think, between now and the end of the year, it looks like 6 different states. And then, I mean, it's all super impressive because you got a pretty full schedule. And that can, until you get in and start trying to do that, that's pretty difficult to pull together, or can
It
be.
is extremely difficult to pull together.
Yeah.
I tried to do it for years on my own, and I had no success at it. And I made a really great connection with a young cat out of Lubbock that had some connections throughout the industry, and
Nice.
we clicked and we work really well together. So he's done a lot of good for me.
Well, that's fantastic. Finding folks that believe in you, that are gonna pull the rope the same direction, is pretty tough to do.
Very tough to do.
Yeah. Also, I mean, it's impressive, but then I started looking. You're opening for Pecos, Will Clark, Flatland, Gary P. Nunn, Corey Morrow, Josh Ward, bunch of folks that have been on Soul Gravy. I want to have you look up those episodes. But yeah, I mean, tell me about how you go about making that happen, because that doesn't just happen by accident.
Man, my philosophy every night is when I step on stage is to leave it all on the stage, give 110%, put on the best show that you can possibly put on. Nobody pays, in my opinion, nobody pays to sit there and be bored and be sad. They don't want to hear slow music 24/7. They want the upbeat stuff. They want to feel something. They want to move their bodies. They want to watch you have fun. If you can't have fun, they won't have fun. And I feel like that has really pushed the needle for us and put us in the position to be on some of these bigger shows, be out with some of the guys that I've been listening to since I was 13 years old. You know what I mean?
So in terms of strategy is slightly different when you are opening a show versus when you're headlining a show. Can you maybe or maybe it isn't, it's the same?
No. I'm giving it 110% every time I step off stage or step on stage. That is my bread and butter. If you don't like me from streaming services, you might have a totally different opinion when you come see a show.
Okay. So let's ask it this way. If somebody has never been to one of your live shows, what would they expect? Like what's coming at them?
Crowd engaging, upbeat, fun, energetic. I want you to be a part of the show. You know what I mean? I'm gonna include you in the show, and I expect you to sing along and have a good time. I want to see every single person in the venue screaming, "Hey, you know, I have a song called Burn One Down. When I say hey, I better hear you say hey, or we ain't going home."
We're gonna do this again.
Yeah.
You talked about the importance of kind of being respectful, and being professional as an opener. If you were going to give maybe a new artist who hasn't been in these types of situations some tips, aside from getting in and getting out, what would kind of the expectations be for a new artist coming into that kind of role?
Your first song on stage better be an original. I better hear an original song first song out. I don't want to see you standing in one place. You need to be all over the stage. You need to make it entertaining. I believe live music is 70% visual and only 30% like what you're actually hearing sonically.
Sure.
You could sound like shit and still put on a really good show, and people are going to come back and see you. That's my advice. Go out and figure out ways to pop and make people feel something and engage with people. Don't be scared to look people in the eyes. They came to see you.
Yep.
Always go out to the merch table after the show. That's another big thing. Always go to the merch table after the show. Shake hands, look people in the eyes, sign anything they want you to sign. Take all the pictures after the show. If you don't want to do it anymore, do it anyways. That is your job.
Right. Was there anybody that you, because not everybody knows that coming out of the gate, and obviously you've been doing this for a little bit, but was there anybody along the way that kind of maybe was a mentor to you in terms of coaching you through that?
Nobody necessarily coaching me. I like to watch and learn. I like to sit back and figure out what I'm supposed to do. One person that I really watched and learned a lot from was Braxton Keith. Braxton has a great show, very entertaining. He's all over the stage. After the show, where is he going to be? The merch table almost every time. Maybe not now just because of his falling, but when he was coming up, no matter what, he was always at the merch table.
Yep. Any suggestions So this is, I don't know, it's not inside baseball, but you're opening for somebody who's a name like well-recognized, like Will Clark or anybody, whoever it may be. What's your expectation in terms of any interaction with the headliner?
Man, be grateful that they gave you the opportunity to be there. Because without them, you're not on that show. Um,
Sure.
Stay out of their way. Keep your stuff organized. Keep clean. Um, be a good hang. Like I said earlier, that's a huge part of this. If you can't have a good time and let them know how grateful you are for the opportunity, then what are you doing?
Yeah. I think it's maybe a little bit underestimated how there are some artists, I will say, that maybe don't put as much effort and thought into openers, but there's a big chunk of dudes out there and ladies as well that really take that as an important piece of the entire show. And I think it's easy when you're new to maybe underestimate that a little bit. But
Absolutely.
you're there for a reason, and I think obviously you've got that whole thing figured out. So
Hey, and the people that are getting there before the show to watch the openers, that is your opportunity to build a fan base. You want to make that connection. Your goal every night is to steal the show. You want those fans to leave at the end of the night an Aiden Logsdon fan or a Chandler Pearson fan or a Jackson Malone fan, whoever's
Right.
opening the show, you know what I mean? You want them to leave and be impressed with you and want to come see you again.
Yeah. Soul Gravy knows this, but there's nothing that irks me more when people don't show up for the opener. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I know it can happen and people have busy lives or whatever, but if you're going to pay money to go, you got to get all the music, right?
I completely agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, when you're doing those opening slots, and you know a room is primarily there to see somebody else, what's the feeling like from your point of view when you see them, the connection is starting, when you see the head start to bob and when you're starting to win?
Oh man, that's an electric feeling. That's what we get into this thing for. You wanna connect. That is what music's about. Is it's a connection. Um, I, I thrive off of that. I want to see the person who you can tell is miserable and didn't want to come have fun. I want to see them smiling and having fun and yelling. I want to see it. That is my bread and butter.
The other thing I wanted to ask from earlier, I know your name is on the screen right now, but everything you have a band name. Is that always is that a point of yours to include that, or I guess
Man, I
can
feel
you
like the
talk a little
band
bit
definitely
about that?
deserves. I think the band definitely deserves the recognition. Without them, you're just an acoustic set.
Hmm.
If they can build an atmosphere and they can build the energy, they deserve a name. Um, that's my stance on it.
Well, makes complete sense. That's always an interesting thing, when it's a person's name, but there's a band behind them, and a lot of them have been there for years and years and years and years. They're part of the. It's almost like you know, I don't know. It's like they the solo artist name is the band also. You know what I mean? In a lot of cases, the diehard fans, they know the guitar player. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
They
yeah,
know they can pick them apart too. Maybe not the casuals, but the diehards, they know the band just as much as they know anybody else. So
absolutely.
it is a strange dynamic of how it can be a person's name, but still the lady in the front row knows the drummers' names too. um. Well, what's some I guess maybe some short term goals that you kind of have on the horizon for yourself and for the band.
Oh shoot. We've got some really cool stuff in the works that we can't talk about yet. Some goals of mine is just to continue to grow. I'm setting little steps in my following and stuff that I want to see. Hey, we're at 5,100 followers right now. In 3 weeks, I want to see us at 5,300. Or, I want to set realistic goals where we can actually see the growth. And um, I'm continually trying to write great songs. So, uh, man, it shouldn't be a tricky question, but that's a tricky question.
No, I understand. It's kind of open ended. You know, it's tough. There's so many variables, so many, something. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. So, if you knew all the answers, we might not be having this conversation right now, right?
It's part of it for sure. I have a follow-up question on. You mentioned that not too long ago you got somebody to kind of help you a little bit with the booking side of it. And I don't need necessarily specifics, but sometimes it's hard to know because most folks won't do that for free. And sometimes it's hard to know when to make that jump, and the same in terms of, you know, picking up management. And I know those are things that are always kind of out there looming as you grow. How did you know it was the right time to get someone to help you on the booking side?
Man, the definition of insanity is failing at things and continuing to do it the exact same way and not changing. And I tried it for 2 years by myself, and I was not very successful. I was playing probably 15 to 30 shows a year, which is terrible.
Depends on the shows, right?
Depends on the shows, but most of them were no bueno. They were not the greatest. So, I looked in the mirror one day and I was like, man, I think it's time. And I had some people put me in contact with Riley, and after that, we just kind of hit it off. And he saw my work ethic, and I would show up and I'd tell him what I wanted, and I'd try to find ways to make the opportunities work out for us, try to better our positions.
Yep. Can you talk about how that is taking that off of your plate, even at a cost, has maybe created opportunities for you in other areas?
This industry is not about how talented you are. It's not about what you know. 99% of this industry is who you know.
Sure.
You want to look for somebody that knows the people that you need to know. You want to look for somebody that can put you in the rooms that you need to be in. That relieves a lot of stress off of me.
Sure.
It's been very beneficial to me. I you know.
Do you I mean, not to press you too hard on it, but I'm curious, like, how much time do you think you were spending in terms of maybe a percentage of your efforts total into booking when you were doing it on your own?
Probably at least an hour a day, and I was no good at it. I probably should have been spending more time.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a tricky deal for sure. So
absolutely.
Well, good for you for realizing, like, hey, maybe this isn't the thing that I'm the best at, and if I can find somebody that can help, it's probably worth whatever I can afford to pay them, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. Gravy, are we my clock is a little bit off because of Dad's call. So sorry about that, but are we about 50 minutes in?
Yep. Shout out to Mason Merrick in the chat too.
What's up, Mason?
He was a guest not long ago on this thing. So yeah, we're good for rapid fire.
All right, let's hop into rapid fire.
Okay.
Gravy, would you like to start?
Effect.
We do. Would you like to unload the clip on the first few questions?
Okay. All right. We'll start off with Aiden. If you go to a concert, are you wearing a artist merch to their show?
If it's a homie and I'm trying to get crack a smile out of them, probably. But if it's not, no.
Gotcha. All right. What's how does it make you feel when you see your merch at your show?
Oh, I love it. That means they're there to support me. They've seen my show before. I love to see it.
We're trying to change the narrative on this, one podcast at a time.
I also want to see an artist wearing a fan shirt every once in a while. That would be cool.
Number one fan shirt.
Or Sally loves the drummer.
Exactly.
Sally.
All right. Let's see here. I'll go with the podcast one. If you were going to start a podcast, whether it be one of your homies or just somebody that you really you'd like to pick their brain, Not necessarily a ratings or views thing, but just somebody you wanna pick their brain about things in the scene. Who would be your first guest on your podcast?
Based off things I want to learn, based on somebody that I really respect, have a lot of respect for their songwriting, their talent, the credits that they've received over the years is Sean McConnell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
exactly.
Fun
Yeah,
fact.
we'd like
that was
to
last
have,
night, wasn't it?
yeah, you can be a guest on this one too.
Yeah. He keeps saying no, but we still love him. Fun fact, Ashton Naylor was on yesterday on with our friend Patrick over on Country versus Metal, and he actually Sean's producing his record, and he was recording yesterday.
We were talking about that the other day, and I'm so
yeah.
jealous, man. That is so
Yeah.
dang
How cool is that?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Well, if that happens for you, just slide him our number. We'd appreciate it because we'd like to.
Heck
I
yeah,
got some
you,
questions I
Steve.
want to ask him. All right, Aiden, what's your favorite chord?
Chord, like what chord? What is the go-to?
Yeah, just your favorite chord. It's a weird question, but I like to ask it.
What tuning are we in?
It's your choice.
It's your call, really.
It's your guitar.
If it's in standard tuning, first chord I'm playing is a G.
Okay, solid, good choice. Do you listen to music on Spotify or Apple?
Spotify.
Okay. Any idea who was on your Wrapped at the end of last year or currently?
Sean McConnell, the Eagles, Austin Meade. Off the top of my head, that's all. That's the best I can remember.
No, that's good. That's good. We got a little diversity there too, which I like.
Yep.
I'm not judging.
You never know with me. You might have some rappers in there too. You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, Big X is showing up on mine, so like these things happen. I want to know. You get to have dinner with one historical figure. It doesn't have to be somebody musical. They could be dead or alive, but who are you going to break bread with, and what are you going to eat?
Historical figure. Man, we're getting out here with these questions.
Yeah, this is about as far out as we get.
Man, I don't have any idea. Maybe like Billy the Kid or somebody.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably have chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes.
Nice. I'm already hungry, so thank you for that. Curious. I know you've seen probably all different kinds, but tell me what your ideal green room looks like.
Showers. Couches,
showers.
TV, fridge. If they take care of us, that means a lot to me. I want to come back to a place that actually cares that we're there and wants to take care of us.
Yep. 100%. All right. Good answer.
Which is crazy that's not the
standard.
norm. I know.
Yes.
I know.
Man, it's so funny. We tour out of an RV, and I don't carry any water in it. I probably should fill up the tanks, but it's just more weight. And we'll go
Gas
2 or
is
3 days
expensive.
without a shower, and by the end of it, you just feel nasty. All you want's a shower.
It's like a snake farm in there.
Well, yeah. And nobody has showers ever, nowhere.
Yeah. All right. Good to know. First concert you attended, first concert you paid your own cash to go see.
Paid my own cash to go see. I would probably say that was William Clark Green in 2015 at Starlight Ranch in Amarillo. And I want to say, I might be way off on this, but for some reason, I want to say Whiskey Myers opened that show.
Oh, giddy up. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool.
We got to be careful. The Whiskey Meyer fans are very territorial. We love them, but
That may be a blatant lie. I really, for some reason, I feel like I saw them and
they're going to hop in and say if it was true or not. So just a heads up on that. Yeah, no, that sounds great. I want to know, so occasionally we speak these things into existence. So within the next year, I want to know a bucket list venue that you want to play inside the state of Texas and then one outside the state of Texas.
Green Hall and Kane's Ballroom.
Solid.
Mhm.
Didn't take long. All right. Tribute bands, yeah. Right. Tribute bands, yay or nay?
Nah.
It's a negative. All right. That was quick. Last question. You get to put your music onto any TV show or movie. It could be something that's already in existence or even in the past, or something that's coming up. What are you choosing?
Oh man, come on. I don't have any idea.
We can skip it.
Let's skip that one. Give me another one.
All right, I got another one for you. You get to hand select. This sponsor is going to give you 50 grand a year to sponsor your tour. Who do you want as a sponsor?
Probably like a tire company or something. As much as we blow through tires.
Fair enough. You get like a running total trailer tires that you've run through.
Yeah, just give me tires for the whole rig. We'll throw your name up. It'll be all right.
That's
do it.
doable. That's very doable. All right, very good. That is the end of rapid fire. You have successfully passed, so congratulations. We are on to the first and last question. The first question that, or I guess the question that we started this podcast with at the end of the show, and we've continued to ask it even though we have failed on the sponsorship. We're going to continue to ask it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the Bridgestone, West Texas tour coming this spring. All right. Well, I mean, I think it's pretty cool that Aiden has actually done enough research that he knows what the last question is, so we don't technically have to ask it, which is cool. But we got, in case you're new here, it started as a joke on episode 1, and now there's a requirement that we ask. So the world wants to know, Aiden, what is your favorite Little Debbie snack?
Oh, give me that oatmeal cream pie.
I got you.
Oatmeal cream pie is kind of making a comeback, Greg.
I know. Shut up.
Throw them suckers in the fridge for an hour. Let them get cold too. They don't get no better than that.
Steve just gained 2 pounds just thinking about it.
Just thinking about it. Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
Folks, thanks for joining tonight. Aiden, we really appreciate you making time for us. Make sure you go out and follow Aiden wherever you steal music, whether it's Spotify or Apple or wherever. Give him a follow. Go find him on socials, interact with him. I'm sure he would appreciate that as well, because that's how the world works.
Very much. Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it. I had a great time.
Heck yeah, man.
Go to shows. Go to shows.
Yes,
please come out, buy some merch.
But if you're going to shows, buy pre-buy the tickets. It helps everyone involved on that side of things too.
Absolutely, please.
Yes, super important. We will be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Justin Ross and Deadwood Revival will be here. We're looking forward to chatting with those dudes. And thank you all for being here. We will see you later.
All right. See you.